Hello dear students, welcome to my new video. This is about plant tissues. So let's see how many types of plant tissues are there. There are mainly two kinds of plant tissues, meristematic and permanent. In meristematic there are three kinds, apical meristematic, intercalary meristematic and lateral meristematic. So let's see the meristematic tissue. It's apical meristem at the top. At the nodes, it's intercalary meristem, and at the girth of the plant, there is lateral meristem. Now let's see in detail. There are three kinds of meristematic tissue, apical, intercalary and lateral, which are present at different parts of plants. Now see the apical meristem. It is present at the tip of the shoot as well as at the tip of the root. These meristems introduce new plant parts. Let's go towards the permanent tissues of plants now. Let's see. These are of two types, simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. The simple permanent tissues are of three kinds, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, while the complex permanent tissues are of two types, xylem and phloem. So let's see parenchyma. As you can see in the diagram, the parenchymal cross section is shown. These are like tubes. The parenchymal cells have very less dense cell walls, means they are really thin with cell wall. Collenchymal tissue have moderately thick cell wall with cellulose. The sclerenchymal tissue have too much thick cell wall. These are mostly dead cells with only cell wall. These cover the plant parts such as the outer side of the plant stem and branches, which are thick and dead tissues. Specifically, the sclerenchyma is husk of coconut. Let's see the structures in detail. Meristematic as well as secondary wall as well as protective tissues with parenchyma. Now this is the cross section of a branch in which you can see xylem, phloem and outer epidermal tissue and inner tissues clearly. So let's see for which the second kind of permanent tissues, that are complex permanent tissues, work. The xylem is responsible for one-way transport of water and minerals, while the phloem is responsible for two-way transport of food synthesized in the leaves of plant during photosynthesis in daytime. How these work? The xylem absorbs water and minerals from the soil with the help of roots, and the phloem transfer the food synthesized by leaves into the all parts of the plant. You can see the structure of xylem and phloem in detail with this cross section. It's a very thin cross section in which you can see the epidermal section, phloem, xylem, root hairs also with endodermis and pericycle, along with cortex and exodermis layer. Let's see again. So here also xylem is shown as the center. Surrounding the xylem there is phloem. Surrounding these both there is a ground tissue, and there is outermost tissue known as dermal tissue. This is another diagram showing the same, the xylem and the phloem, but with somewhat different structure in another. Let's see the detailed structure of xylem and phloem. You can take the screenshot of this and study later. Now let's go towards where these tissues are present in other parts of plants. As you can see here, the leaf is cut and the cross section shows clearly the xylem and phloem inside the leaf, as well as the stem cut is shown. Here also there are xylem and phloem, and in the root cut there is dermal tissue, ground tissue, and inside the ground tissue there are vascular tissues known as xylem and phloem. Let's see in detail the structure of xylem first. The xylem is made up of three parts, that is vessel, member, then tracheids and fibers. The vessel member are like pipes which have perforation plates. Now you can see the elements of xylem clearly in this diagram. It also consists of xylem fibers and the cells with cytoplasm and nucleus in both the vessel as well as xylem parenchyma. Now let's see about the next part. It is phloem tissue. In this there are several kinds of cell present known as companion cells along with the perforation plate like structures known as sieve structures. Companion cells are there and sieve tube structures are there in the phloem as you can see here. You can go through the book for the detailed structure of xylem. Now let's see the plant. Here you can clearly see that xylem is transporting water and minerals to the all parts of plants in one way, and the phloem is transporting the leaf produced food to the plants in a two-way fashion, upside also and downside also. For more details, see my next video.